Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to explain how CRC and checksum methods protect data integrity in embedded systems. When data is transmitted through UART, CAN, SPI, wireless communication, or stored inside memory, one or more bits may become corrupted. To detect this problem, the sender calculates an integrity value and attaches it to the data. The receiver performs the same calculation and compares the result. If the calculated and received values are different, the data is considered corrupted. A checksum provides a simple and fast solution, while CRC offers much stronger error detection. Digital data can become corrupted for several reasons. Electrical noise may affect a communication line and cause the receiver to interpret an incorrect voltage level. A bit flip changes a 0 into a 1, or a 1 into a 0. Timing problems, buffer overflows, or communication failures may also cause one or more bytes to be lost. Memory faults can modify data stored in RAM, flash, EEPROM, or external storage. Even a single incorrect bit can change a command, address, sensor value, or configuration parameter. Checksum and CRC methods normally do not repair corrupted data. Their purpose is to detect the corruption before the system uses unreliable information. A basic checksum can be calculated by adding all bytes inside a data packet. For example, consider 4 bytes, 0x12, 0x34, 0x56, and 0x78. Their total is 0x114. For an 8-bit checksum, only the lowest 8 bits are retained. Therefore, the final checksum becomes 0x14. This checksum is appended to the original packet. At the receiver, the same bytes are added again. If the newly calculated checksum matches the received checksum, the packet is accepted. If the values do not match, the receiver reports a data integrity error. This C function implements a basic 8-bit additive checksum. The function receives a pointer to the data buffer and the number of bytes. A variable called sum is initialized to 0. A for loop reads each byte and adds its value to the sum. Because sum is an unsigned 8-bit variable, values larger than 255 automatically wrap around, leaving only the lowest 8 bits. For example, adding 0x10, 0x22, and 0x05 produces a checksum of 0x37. This implementation is fast and requires very little processing power, but its error detection capability is limited. The main weakness of a simple checksum is that different data patterns can produce the same result. For example, 0x01 plus 0x02 produces 0x03. However, 0x00 plus 0x03 also produces 0x03. The data values are different, but the checksum result is identical. Therefore, this type of corruption would not be detected. A basic checksum may also fail to detect reordered bytes or certain combinations of multiple errors. It is especially weak against burst errors, where several neighboring bits change together. For critical communication, firmware images, and important stored data, a stronger method such as CRC is normally preferred. CRC stands for Cyclic Redundancy Check. Instead of adding byte values, CRC treats the data as a binary polynomial. The data polynomial is divided by a predefined generator polynomial, using XOR operations instead of normal subtraction. The remainder of this polynomial division becomes the CRC value. The sender appends this remainder to the original data before transmission. The receiver performs the same calculation using the received data and the same generator polynomial. If the CRC result is valid, the packet is accepted. If the calculated CRC does not match the received CRC, data corruption is detected. CRC is particularly effective at detecting single-bit errors, multiple-bit errors, and burst errors. This example implements a CRC16 algorithm using an initial CRC value of 0x f f f f and the polynomial 0x a001. Each input byte is XORed with the current CRC value. An inner loop then processes all 8 bits of that byte. If the least significant bit is 1, the CRC value is shifted right and XORed with the polynomial. Otherwise, the CRC value is only shifted right. After all bytes have been processed, the function returns the final 16-bit CRC value. The sender and receiver must use exactly the same polynomial: initial value, bit order, input reflection, output reflection, and final XOR settings. Otherwise, they will calculate different CRC results. Checksum and CRC both detect data corruption, but they provide different levels of protection. A checksum is very simple, very fast, and requires minimal processing resources. However, its ability to detect complex errors and burst errors is limited. CRC is more complex because it uses bitwise operations and a generator polynomial. However, it can detect a much wider range of error patterns. A simple checksum may be sufficient for low-risk packets or basic internal communication. CRC is usually the better choice for industrial protocols, firmware updates, communication buses, storage systems, and applications where accepting corrupted data could cause serious problems. Checksums and CRCs are widely used in embedded systems. Custom UART packets often include a checksum or CRC at the end of each message. CAN communication includes hardware-generated CRC protection inside every frame. Modbus RTU uses CRC16 to validate transmitted messages. File systems and storage devices use integrity values to detect corrupted files or damaged data blocks. Bootloaders calculate CRC values to verify that a firmware image was transferred and stored correctly before executing it. A common packet contains a header, payload data, and a CRC field. The receiver recalculates the CRC and compares it with the value included in the packet. A checksum is simple, fast, and suitable for low-cost or low-risk applications. CRC requires more processing, but it provides much stronger error detection, especially for burst errors. Both checksum and CRC detect errors. They do not normally correct the damaged data. The sender and receiver must calculate the integrity value over exactly the same bytes and use the same algorithm parameters. When an integrity mismatch occurs, the system should reject the packet, request retransmission, restore a backup copy, or enter a safe state. Choosing the correct integrity checking method makes embedded communication, firmware updates, and stored data significantly more reliable. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Please share, like, and comment below. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos.